experiences here. For you, driver.
I would say I use like a jet, you know, like you can see the fire from the exhaust, like full time. We risk our life, but it is what it is, you know, like, and hopefully you get a good
Do you need anything?
At least I want to have like proper missile and how do you say, the minigun.
Yeah, but the one with the, like the Tommy gun with the...
Yeah, that one, yeah. And oil like a oil leak weapon.
Yeah,
something like that.
perfect. Mad Max style, love it. What's happening, guys? My name is Becky Evans and welcome to MotorFest, the podcast, brought to you by Red Bull and Ubisoft's iconic game, The Crew MotorFest. This is the podcast where I get to chat with some of the world's leading motorsport athletes and delve into their passions for all things speed, wings and wheels. And the really cool thing is, you can actually listen into this podcast whilst you're playing the game. Today's guest was born with some serious athlete instincts. I'd be very surprised if you hadn't seen or heard of him. His name is Yuki Tsunoda, and what he's most famous for is his electrifying talent on the F1 grid. He's been racing for about 20 years. Well, that's also including his career as a kid go-karter, growing up in Sagamihara, about an hour away from Tokyo. He lives in Italy currently, but he's joining me today here in Milton Keynes. Yuki, thanks so much for being here and welcome to the show. How are you?
Amazing. Yeah, just in the UK. Just flew back from Brazil. Yeah, just had a bit of 2 weeks gap, so excited for a bit of rest now.
So let's jump straight into it, Yuki. You've been described as a person who lights up a room when you walk into it, as someone who knows exactly what you want, and you're unashamed and unafraid to express it. And in terms of your identity as a driver, you're known for quite a modern driving style. Could you break down what you feel your driving style is for us watching you on the screen?
My driving style, mainly, I have good confidence with the braking, so, you know, I'm good at attacking the braking, so you can use that also in, you know, the one lap, qualifying lap, hot lap, and also to overtake someone. I think this is coming from the karting skills when I was very, very young, like, you know, 13, 20, 12 years old or whatever. My dad used to teach me a lot about braking, and that kind of base or DNA still inside my driving skill, and definitely I like to attack braking. Recently, last Grand Prix was a bit too much sometimes, and yeah, unfortunately a couple of times went to the wall, but still have good confidence, and you know, feels great when you feel the G-force, you know, with the maximum longitudinal G-force when you have nailed the braking.
How do you feel that you have evolved as a driver over these years, obviously starting in go-karting and then to present day?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things. When I was karting, a lot of emotional things that probably, you know, as a human, I was growing significantly, you know, fast, and especially those time. And at some point, I even didn't like much motorsports. You know, I got distracted by other sports. I'm the person, like, I want to try a lot of sports. You know, I'm very active. So I tried like downhill mountain biking, swimming, yeah, a lot of kind of stuff, skateboarding, for example. And but yeah, I knew somewhere in my mind that, you know, motorsport is the things that probably I'm very good at. And I started 4 years old, and you know, there's always strong passion inside my heart. So yeah, it's kind of went through those moments, and you know, evolved throughout the years. And yeah, especially, you know, compared to first day Formula One, which was 2021, and compared now, it's a lot different. Even like 4 years, this kind of environment makes my, you know, mindset very strong as a human. You know, not just inside of racing, also outside of racing. Yeah, I feel like in general, place I feel grown.
That explains so much. When I watched you on that Red Bull series where it was you trying different sports, you absolutely shone, because it was just like getting to do other things, and you were so happy and excited.
Yeah, serious race series, I think that called, I know you try to race with the vehicle that you don't normally race with, and like, you know, adaptation to that is quite key. And probably because of us doing a lot of sports, you get used to it with you know, adapting to some sports immediately. So yeah, probably that's why I'm good at it. And also the moments I feel a lot of adrenaline, you know, like, oh, I have to go flat out, and I go flat out from straight away from the, you know, once I hold the steering and see how it goes. And those kind of moments that really get excited.
Yuki, I feel like you'd make a great drift driver. From everything you've just said there, I think you'd be very good at it. I can't wait for the day to see you in a drift car.
Hey, I love drifting. You know, like yes, when I was in karting, rain condition, for example, like you can drift around, right? Like especially, you know, corner entry, it's actually sometimes good to drift a little bit to rotate the car and, you know, to drive fast in the corner. But current Formula One, like, it's hard to drift, you know, like you can drift, but not the drift that probably every people thinking about, you know, like it's not like Tokyo drift, you know, you can't just drift all the way through a corner. Sometimes actually drifting is good training for us because of, you know, it's still, there's a lot of sliding, you know, while in the hot lap. But because of we got used to it too much with a grip, that trying to not slide too much, sometimes you can't really react as much as you used to be. So actually drifting training is, some drivers does it, and actually some point even like when I went back to Japan, I did some time on the snow doing something drifting and just have fun. Yeah.
This is a question that I'm asking all of my guests in all seriousness. If you could be a car, a plane, a boat or a motorbike, which would you be and why?
Oh, good question. I'm thinking either plane or motorbike. I think a plane is quite good. You can fly around, but probably it'll be boring. You see just same view all the time. So above the clouds, so I would choose motorbike.
Yeah, we're like trying to match people's personalities with which vehicle they take. I love the fact that you chose the plane. You're like, well, it's kind of boring. Yeah, just floating about up there. Oh, we'll take the motorbike. I'm
actually quite easy to get bored with any sports. That's why I got distracted with that. A lot of sports. That's probably one of the reasons that I got distracted. But yeah, it's just easy to get bored.
That's my favourite tagline from this podcast. Yuki Tsunoda, great driver, easily distracted.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, you've been driving for a very long time. Your father was a mechanic and a former car racer himself. How has his influence been pivotal on your career?
Yeah, definitely my dad. Yeah, influenced my career a lot of parts, and like I said previously, that for example driving, you know, part of my driving skill that I have a lot of confidence in the braking. Definitely my dad gave a lot of tips about braking, and you know, he's the one who always saying like, you know, when you start first thing you enter to the corner, the first thing you do is braking, right? Maybe some corners doesn't do it, but that brake, how you brake will affect your car movements afterwards. So braking is actually really important part of the corner. And yeah, like he loves to do something mechanics, like touching some cars, karting and set up the cars, and also probably he used to do a bit of motorsports as well. So he enjoyed doing a lot of doing motorsports with me. And I think he was always part of my career until especially like 14 years old. He was very strict, started 4 years old, like we started casually, and once I actually started to win, probably he saw there's my bit of talent myself, and maybe he thought probably we thought that maybe we can be professional driver at some point, but to step up like that way, we need to be more serious to this motorsport. And he started a bit more serious and strict. And that's why one of the reasons that I sometimes didn't like motorsports, because he was always the person like angry, mad at me, like when I have bad race, he's the one who's very mad at me and didn't really enjoy it. But without those things and without his teach or taught, like the lessons, I wouldn't be here. So yeah, I'm very appreciative.
I think it makes a better driver, genuinely. I did go-karting when I was 7 years old, and my dad was always like, it's okay, sweetie. I remember hitting I remember the cone in the middle of the track, to separate the pack of the transponders. I just drove straight through it, and I came off the track, and my dad was like, it's okay, sweetheart. we'll go again next time. Clock forwards, I'm not a champion driver, so like I can totally appreciate the strictness from dads. It definitely gives you a good level of discipline.
Sometimes actually, I was always watching the drivers or the family that's parents teaching to their kids very kindly, and I was always compared to my situation with my dad, like my dad. That I would love to have like that kind of bit of kindness, when you teach me something, because like sometimes it's a bit too much strict, but probably because of he know my personality, like I don't really recognize until I experience something really bad, then probably he knew about my personality. I would say negative side, but one of the bit of weakness of myself to progress the karting, and that's why he was being very aggressive to me.
You were 7 years old when you went to your first F1 race. That must have made a huge impact. Like, what can you remember from that very first F1 race?
First time I saw Formula One, like you said, 7 years old, when I went to Fuji Speedway in Japanese Grand Prix. I think initial impression from Formula One was just too loud. First of all, the engine sound, and I remember like I was always covering the ears. To be honest, obviously, if I hear it now, it's just amazing sound, like V10, like it's so cool. But at that point, I was like get annoyed with that sound every time the cars cars in front of me. It just have to always cover the ear, and still you can hear through the hands. So yeah, it's like I didn't really have a good impression of Formula One, but at the same time, I got impressed about the environment, how the Formula One race works, and also all the drivers, how the high quality drivers are. And definitely I dream about, or one day I want to be Formula One driver, but hopefully less sound.
I mean, taking that thought and cut to 2020 and your first experience driving an F1 car. It was a test session at Imola circuit. You were driving the Toro Rosso STR13. Can you describe that car and those crazy first sensations when you drove it?
Yeah, I still remember first time I drove Formula One. It was like, first of all, I got impressed about initial longitudinal G-force after.
Well, who do we got here? Someone want to take on the ultimate challenge of me?
Accelerate. Just like the acceleration power I felt was you can't.
Another day at the office, another race to win. Try and catch up. This was all to get to the Quick Whiskers, Chief. What do you want? Name, car, location, cereal of choice? The music playlist? What?
Back to our podcast.
Formula One, it was like, first of all, I got impressed about initial longitudinal detours after I accelerate. Just like the acceleration power I felt was you can't compare with anything, you know, and the vehicle I drove until then, and just it has so much power. And even actually, it was first time I drove was rain conditions, which is kind of, you know, less grip obviously because rain condition a bit more slippery, so you can't experience fully. It's not like dry conditions, so you can't really feel the full power of Formula One. But still, with the rain condition, feel massive power. And also one thing I got really impressed most was the braking. So even rain condition, normally you press brake half of pressure compared to the dry condition. So there's a bit of step compared to Formula 3 to Formula 2. There's a like change to carbon brake in Formula 2, and I still remember Formula 2 first time brake. I still got surprised, but like 2, 3, 10 times more. Like once the brake, like my neck went immediately forward, and like almost I touched the steering. Luckily not, but like, okay, no, oh damn, this braking is very like have a serious power. You know, most of the time after that, you try to tense your big neck and brake, and normally you'll be okay. It was like that situation in Formula 2, but every time even that I tensed my neck, it's still my neck went forward. You know, like the power of the braking, I got like super surprised about that.
Let's talk about F1. It is the pinnacle of motorsport in the highest class of single-seater racing. It's all about speed, positioning, pushing the machine to the limit. F1 cars generate a speed of over 200 miles per hour on the straights. But there's more to F1 than just speed. It's about timing, aerodynamics.
This rival is more the quick part and less the whiskers part, if you get me.
The strategic thinking, it's about precision.
There are 2 rivals in the Quick Whiskers competing for the title of Queen of Sass. Silver is one of them. I'll let you guess the other.
Can you walk us through an F1 qualifying session for us?
It's quite a simple thing. There's not much strategy to think about. Just drive fast in one lap. You know, drive fastest, try to be fastest in one lap. You can also feel the best quality, best performance from the Formula One, because once you be in a race, you know, you carry 100 liters of fuel. And also the tire won't be new tire, so it's already worn. So you have to kind of manage the tire to last long enough to make the strategy works. But you know, in qualifying one lap, you don't have to think about it. And with a fresh tire, it just feels full power of it. And it's all about how much you can nail every corners. You know, like obviously it's hard to be 100% perfect every corners, but every drivers are aiming to be 100%, close to 100% performance lap. And that kind of buildness and the breathing is the one that I really like most from the qualifying.
So describe to me your ultimate dream machine. That could be a car, a bike, a plane, and I want you to talk me through like what's your custom color setup, what kind of sound is it making? Tell me what that looks like and sounds like.
Right, color I don't care. In terms of sounds, I'd miss V10, V12 sounds, so that one. But engine, I would say I use like a jet. You know, like you can see the fire from the exhaust, like full time. And I used to love the movie called Death Race. You know, there's a lot of weapon on the car and kill each other. I would love that. You know, like obviously you risk your life, but it is what it is. You know, like and. Hopefully you get a good machines. I want to have like proper missile and how do you say, the minigun.
The one with the light.
I will admit, I spoke with Silver beforehand, and the only ones that beat her of late are her chief and the mystery driver.
Tommy gun with the...
Yeah, that one, yeah. And oil oil like a oil lead weapon.
Yeah,
something like that.
perfect.
Difference.
Mad Max style, love
Yeah.
it. If you were to take me for a personal tour inside your garage, what would I find? Is there a car that you own and just absolutely love?
I would say Honda NSX. It's not like old classic NSX, which I still love that one. But currently I have the new modern NSX, and the comfortableness you feel there in that car is amazing. Even though supercar, most of supercar actually is very fast, but not really made for like a long ride trip car. And actually NSX, even I drove more than, we say like
Target locked. Good luck.
kilometers. So we say 500 kilometers or whatever, 400 miles. You don't feel any back pain, and just amazing. We're still having good power. It's more than 600 horsepower.
Right, we're going to have a bit of a fun quiz. It's rapid fire. You've got to tell me which answer comes to your mind first. So I'm going to give you some options, and then I just want your immediate thought process, okay? Which one that you're going to pick.
Yep.
You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Extreme cold or extreme heat?
Extreme heat.
Driving by...
I got my name 'cause my cat, Silver. Well, I mean my call sign. Never mind.
Day or driving by night?
Is that like Formula One or just normal
Just
vehicle?
normal.
All right. Night.
The last time you received a speeding...
You new to MotorFest? Show me you got skills.
Places I know that there's something I can be rolling my dollars on corporate, so hand me the money, I divvy the pie. I'ma give all of my people a push.
If you promise not to tell, I can tell you who Amaya got was from the diamond things. No? Car model? That's boring.
The podcast is back on. Our guest still has plenty of things to say.
I'm ready.
All right. Extreme cold or extreme heat?
Extreme heat.
Driving by
The Quick Whiskers like to keep things positive, but
day or driving by night?
Is that like Formula One or
go for the win and then
normal? Don't
Just
worry.
normal.
All right. Night.
The last time you received a speeding ticket?
Oh, I received recently documents from Rome. I don't know what I did, but it was actually yesterday I got, so yesterday.
Perfect. Yes.
Yesterday.
Do you sometimes talk to your cars?
No.
ask for info. The Quick
You've never
it's-
talked to your F1 car?
Like, talk?
Say, be good to me today.
Never. It's more like, yeah, be good to me rather than
Yeah, just
I'll
like,
be.
come on, girl, we've
True,
got
yeah.
this.
Never. Like,
Wow.
there's a natural
Yeah.
sense that probably connect each other, but yeah, I don't talk.
What are your current favourite music tracks to listen to whilst driving? So pre-race, getting into the zone, and post-race to relax and de-stress.
I don't recently listen much to music before the session, but like to de-stress sometime after the session or on my way back to the hotel, I listen quite often to country music recently. I really like multiple country music, like from Australia or even obviously US and Texas. I was just been US and it's perfect to listen to the country song. So yeah, country song.
Is it better to be the best strategist or have the best driving skills?
Best driving skill.
If you had to choose any of the motorsport discipline, be it on land, on water, or in the air, which would you choose and why?
That's sick. On the air, that was sick. It's like Top Gun. You know, I'm right? I'm thinking about, yeah, Top Gun, why not? On the air, why not?
With the sunglasses?
Yeah.
Just the,
Hell yeah.
the whole thing?
Yeah.
I've learned a lot about you today, Yuki. I love it. I think it's brilliant. Yuki, thank you so much for joining me today. Before you go, I'd like to finish up with this quote from Christian Hall. Our biggest asset is not the buildings or the machines, it's the people and the brain power and the way they work together. The people feed off each other. Would you agree, or what does this mean for you?
100%. You know, Formula One environment, you know, like it's for people thinks all about, you know, driving and car. And probably you see most of it from the driver that, you know, who's performing on the car, but actually without the people who works, obviously creates every part of the car, and obviously not just about the mechanics, you know, people who developing the car, also who organizing the sponsors to obviously bring the money to develop the parts or something like that. I think without anyone currently, I think wouldn't able to perform as much as right now in every team. I can say that, and I think it's very team sport. You know, you can see like pit stop, for example. You know, while in a race, most of the current is.
Hey there. You sure you picked the right guy to race? Really? All right. I'm just getting warmed up. You're not looking too hot.
If you want to join my crew, there's no big test, other than racing me.
Amaya, aka Speedbolt, the only one of the chiefs that treats every loss as a lesson. Can we all agree that her custom DeLorean is hands down the coolest car out of all the rivals? Unless you have a different claim.
Can I join you?
am always good for a race if you are. Whoever you are. Here we go. Let's see if you got game. whiskers. You're too good not to. I wish I knew more than what I'm about to tell you. Like, the car is kind of easy to figure out. navigation is a bit iffy.
Time.
A new playlist means new adventures, driver. Today is a red letter day. You're signing up for one of our most exclusive experiences to date. A partnership with the quintessential sports car manufacturer, Ferrari, the prancing horse. An alliance that will for sure go down in MotorFest history. What's the plan?
I've met this rival, and let's just say they don't call him Daydream because of his focus. Funny call sign, but dismiss this rival at your own peril. I was having coffee with Sebas last week. He's a nice guy. Go easy on him. us last week. He's a nice guy. Go easy on him.
Target locked. Good luck.
What are we betting you lose? Bucks? Your car? This looks like it's gonna be a challenge. No, I like those. Forza! she doesn't tell you anything incriminating about me. You will tell me if she does, right?
Pretty much the only Night Stalker that doesn't whine when she crashes. Well, mostly. If they all name themselves after their cat, does that mean...
You making fun of our cars? Bold move. Prepare to lose. Let me hear that engine roar. Sing us a song or two. Let's go.
Mr. Calandra, aka Furball, the most grumpy of the Italian rivals, apparently. I always make it a case to point out, they might be fun-loving, but the Night Stalkers are mean drivers, Marco included. I always make it a case to point out, they might be fun-loving, but the Night Stalkers are mean drivers, Marco included.
It's like it never happened. Looked. You're up.
Wanna get to Shade? You gonna need to go through me first. Here we go. Another day of Night Stalkers dominating this festival.
like you don't have any of this week's vehicles. Don't worry, driver. You can get one with the weekly bundle, or simply buy one in the shop. Remember, activities played with these vehicles will give an XP bonus. You know where to find me, driver. New challenges unlocked.
If you cannot race during the night, just be the shadow in the daylight.
Shade, the rival that never balks from any adversary. Except you know who. Just like you'd assume, there was a fight amongst the chiefs to decide who gets to have the all-black ride. You can see who won.
It's fun to trash talk, no? Let's get this show going. Maybe you have the machine, but what about what's inside, eh? Let's go, Forza! understand why. I give you the